Like, what exactly is a storage?
Information to be stored.
हाँ मतलब in simple terms, storage is something where you keep items. Like you put something and you just like let it be there. For example, you have clothes, so you put your clothes in your shelves, right? Like all those wardrobes and almirahs, you keep your clothes over there. Similarly, like you have pencil boxes for keeping pencils, erasers, and stuff. So these are all called storage items. So you can store things into that. So similarly, C has different storage options, storage classes. So the first type of storage class will be automatic, which is automatically given by the compiler. So for example, if I put int x equal to 10, so it will automatically put the storage class as the type of the storage as integer and put the value as 10. So इसमें we have given storage equal to memory, like it will be stored in the main memory, which is your RAM. Initial value default will be garbage. Like if I just put int x, like I don't put int x equal to 10. If I put int x, what will be the, if I print it out, what will be the output? Like let's say I'll annotate over here. If I say int x, okay, and then I put, okay, let me write it down. Like it's very hodgepodge over here. Let's say I'll put int x, okay, and I put printf x. What will be the output?
X.
No,
But
no, sir. No one.
like
Null.
no, should it be null? Like null, what is this null? Should it be x? Should it be 0, or should it be some random value?
Random value.
Okay. So somebody says random value. What do other people say? I've given you 4 options. Let's say A, B, C, D. Okay. Null, x, 0, random value. So what will be? What do you think?
Garbage.
Garbage value is random value. Okay. Let me change it. Let's say garbage. Okay. ठीक है. तो बताओ क्या होगा? Should it be null, x, 0 or garbage value? You guys must have studied this in your course, right? क्या क्या होगा? तो चलो ठीक है, I'll tell it. It will be garbage value. We have not specified anything to x. ठीक है? See, computer memory is like your notebook. Like it is like a filled notebook. What do you mean by a filled notebook? It is like all the pages are written, all memory is written, and it's written in pencil. So if I put x, x is like some page number. So if I open that page number, it is already written with something. Are you getting it? What I'm saying? It's like a notebook written in pencil, and if I open any page, it is already filled. So int x is like a page number. If I open it, it is already filled. What is it filled with? It is filled with garbage values. So until I don't specify what does it mean, it will always be garbage value. Now if I write int x equal to 10, then what will happen? 10 will be the output. And what is x over here? कल ही बताया था. What do you mean by x?
Variable.
It is a variable. X can vary. X has an address. X has a memory address. Memory address can be assigned to like a page number in a book. You have memory, right? आपके what do you mean by memory? पहले ये बताओ. Like memory. Let me clear all this. ठीक है. Memory. What is memory?
Stores the information.
It stores information. And how does it store? मतलब, it must have a logical sequence of storage, right? कि, like your book, open any book, it will have page numbers, right? It will start from 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will end at some point, like the last page number. So memory also has storage addresses. It will start from 0, 0 something, and it will end at some random value. And are you getting it? मतलब it has numbers. It has numbers. If you see your computer, you will have 32-bit architecture, 32-bit and 64-bit. What does it mean? This means one memory address can store 32 bits of information, and 64 means one memory address can store 64 bits of information. What is one byte equal to?
8 bits.
equal to 8 bits. So how much 64 bits is?
8 bytes.
8 bytes. So each memory address stores 8 bytes of info. One bit is like 1 bit. What is this? 1 bit equal to 0 or 1. Okay. 1 bit equal to 0 or 1. So what is 8 bits? 8 bits can be 8 times 0. Okay. Like I've written 9 times, or it can be 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, or it can be 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. Any combination of zeros and ones 8 times. So that is 1 byte. Okay. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this can represent a lot of integers. Like if you change and commute, आपको पता चल जाएगा like it is 2 power 8 times. What is 2 power 8? 2 to the power of 8. बताओ 2 power 8 is like 2 power 4 into 2 power 4. 16 into 16. What is 16 into 16?
256.
It is 256. So you can have 256 addresses. Okay, you can have 256 addresses. How can it be 256? कल तो बताया था minus 127 to plus 127. So you just say minus 127 to 127. Count करो how many will be there. Like count all the integers from minus 127 to 127. You will get 256. Okay, 256, which is 0 0 0 0 0 to this thing 1 1 1 1 1. So this will be the actual thing. Okay, are you getting it? क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं? What is memory, stores, and how do things store? So I hope it was clear. Like I went a bit into the details. So anybody has any doubts till now? What is memory, and like how do the computer allocates memory? Anybody has any doubts?
No.
ठीक है.
No,
So let's proceed. Automatic मतलब it will put memory in whatever space it finds free. So let me show you one more thing. If you open your computer task manager, you will see all this over here. So you have memory. What is this memory? This is your RAM. Okay, this is your RAM, random access memory. And then this is your ROM, read-only memory. This is your storage. Like this is mine is 450 GB SSD. This is your memory. This is DDR3 8 GB. Then you have cache memory. What is this cache memory? This is your CPU cache memory. 128 KB, 512 KB, 3 MB. So memory, there's a trade-off between memory and speed. Like if memory is large, speed slow, memory small, speed fast. Okay, just remember every time, just remember this. If memory is large, speed is slow, memory is small, speed is fast. तभी your RAM is always faster than your read-only memory. Your cache memory is always faster than your RAM. Your register memory is always faster than your cache memory. Like this is the memory hierarchy. Registers, cache, RAM, ROM. Okay, this is your memory hierarchy. This is the fastest, second fastest, third, fourth. Somebody's texting. It is also based on how close it is located to CPU. Let me give you an example. Let's say if you want to, we all go to the college, right? So let me ask you a very simple question. Who will reach to the college first if all start at the same time? Like who will reach to the college first?
Nearest.
The guy who is nearest, right? The person who is nearest to the college will reach college first, obviously. And who will reach to the college last?
It was long, far away.
Far away.
Faster one.
Faster one. Okay, now one more thing. If you are in a bike, like a very fast bike, very lightweight and all, so and you are in a bus, like RTC bus, very big, very crowded. So who will reach first if they all start at the same time?
Bike.
Bike. Why? Why will it be bike? Because it is small, right? It is small and fast and compact. It is only taking 1%. So this is what is happening. Like memory small, speed fast. Bike is small, speed is fast. Memory large, like bus, speed is slow. So you compare it with registers. Registers is the closest to CPU. Closest to CPU. It is actually uh, inside your processor. Okay, it is inside your processor. Cache is also like attached to your processor. Attached. Okay. RAM is external. External, and hard disk is very slow. Okay, hard disk is like very slow. हार्ड डिस्क और एस एस डी आजकल तो एस एस डी आ गई, ठीक है. तो दिस इज योर बेसिक मेमोरी हायरार्की एंड like all this. ठीक है, I am taking a screenshot of this. I will share it to you or add it in the PPT also. ठीक है, anybody has any doubts what is memory and what is the hierarchy? You guys can note it down. Like those who are following can make notes. What is the memory hierarchy? Registers, cache, RAM, ROM. This will be useful throughout your life, like throughout your engineering life. At least you must know all this. So let's see. Automatic memory, it stores in your cache memory or wherever it is available. Like if you store a very big item, it will store in RAM. If you give a small item, it will store in register. And initial value is garbage value, which I have already told you. Scope is like limited to the block. I'll tell you about scope later on. Like we have a separate slide. So just ignore the scope. And life is also in the scope block. Okay, just leave it all. So you just focus on these two: storage and default initial value. You have automatic, then you have register. Which is, matlab, is register fast or slow? Tell me. Like what did I tell? Is register fast or slow? So are registers fast or slow? Tell me.
Fast.
Fast, but are registers can registers store a lot of memory or very small memory?
Very small.
All,
Very small memory.
हाँ, तो very small memory. So CPU registers also like if you there's a keyword called register. So if you put register int equal to something, it will store in register. But if all registers are full, it will store it to the next fastest memory. Okay, like you can use register keyword to like make your program faster. Then you have static. What do you mean by static? Fixed. Okay, fixed. Fixed means its value won't change anywhere during the execution of the program. Okay. Its value won't change anywhere during the execution of the program. If I write int x equal to 10, then try to change it to int x equal to 20, it will give me a compilation error. Okay, are you getting it?
yes.
Let's go niche. I'll show you. Let's say you put int x equal to 10. Okay, and I put after that I put x equal to 20. And let's say printf 20, printf x. What will be the output of this?
Error.
No, I have just put end. I have not put anything else. Tell me the output of this. Like, can you change x?
20.
20, because last value of x is updated at 20. See, I have updated it. Updated. But here, if I put static, then what will happen? Static means x की value I have fixed as 10. Now I try to update, what will happen?
Error.
Error, correct. Error because it is static. You can't change anything which is fixed. For example, sun rises in the east. Can you change it? Sun rises in the east. Will it ever change?
No, can't.
Yeah.
So sun will always rise in the east. So if x is 10, it will always be 10. Static, and then there is external. External is also like static, but it is different from static in the terms of scope. Scope and life is something I'll tell you later on. So just remember there are 4: automatic, register, static, external. Okay. So I'll move on. If anybody has any doubts, please tell me fast. Or like just tell yes, you can move on. Okay, like nobody's telling, I'll move on. Okay. Then there is scope of global variables and local variables. Global are which you can access from anywhere in the code. The scope lies in the entire code. Local are which can be accessed in that particular function or block of code. The scope lies in that block of code. Okay, let me take a simple example. Let's say you go to buy popcorn. How much is popcorn? How much is a packet of Acto popcorn or like something you eat outside? चलो ठीक है popcorn तो let's take a McDonald's burger. So how much is a McDonald's burger? Like any normal burger is like around 100 rupees. Do you agree with me? It is like 100 rupees.
Yes.
Okay. So globally it is 100 rupees. Like all over India it is around 100 rupees or something like that. But the same thing when you go into a movie theater. Let's suppose you go into a movie hall or picture or cinema like that. How much is a burger over there? Like the burger obviously has increased its price by like 300 rupees or 400 rupees for one burger, isn't it?
Yes.
ठीक है तो global variable is like all over India it is like 100 rupees, but in some particular locations, that is like movie theaters or something like that, all movie theaters, you have it like 400 rupees. So the price of burger is variable, right? Globally it is 100 and locally it is 300. But the variable is same, right? मतलब the name of the variable. Are you getting it? What I'm trying to say. The name of the variable is price of burger. Globally it is 100 and in theaters it is 300. So I'll show it to you in a program. Let's say int global. Okay, int global. Like you define any global variable by the keyword name global. Okay, int global. First let me explain all this. Okay, let me explain you through this. So you declared a global int. Over here int global. Okay, a global variable. And then you what is this? Like int main. I told you yesterday. It is a function. Main is a function, right? So inside a function, I declared another variable called local. Did I declare it local?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And then I declared another function. Not a function, but I declared another piece of code inside brackets. Like this is called a block. Anything inside curly braces is a block. So I declared two more variables. One more variable, which is very local. So very local is what is very local?
Function.
No, very local. It is a variable, right? There is no double. What is that? Parentheses, brackets. There is no bracket, so it is a variable. Now, very local is equal to global plus local.
Sir, I have doubt, sir.
Huh?
Here in very local semicolon is not there.
हाँ मतलब okay हाँ मतलब you can use मतलब let's assume there is a semicolon मतलब somebody might have not printed it so let's assume there is a semicolon okay int very local. So what I'm trying to say is यहाँ right में comments लिखे हैं. Global is a global variable because it is defined outside any function. It is defined in the main body. Then local is defined inside a function. Global can be used here and local can also be used here because it is inside it. Now you have another piece of log which is int very local. Very local can also use global local variables. But once we come out of the function like this piece of code very local, you cannot use very local outside over here. Let's say I know it is a very bit confusing. So let's say you have a function. I'll write it in English. Okay, I'll write it in English. इस function में I have written local. Okay, local इसमें where is this? हाँ देखो function में I have written local equal to 10. This is in English, not in coding. Okay, तो बस आप बताना. I'm trying to explain something. Global. Now if I print print global. Okay, now I'm printing global, and I'm printing local also. What will happen if I print global? Without, what will be the output of this? This is in English. Just tell me.
2010.
It will be 20, and this will be
10.
okay. Now if I print the same things, let's say if I print the same things over here, outside the function block. Outside the function block, I'm printing. What will happen if I print global?
20.
20. Okay. And local?
No value. None.
Local will be not defined. You have not even defined it, right? Because local is defined over here. It is just like I said, like you go to buy a burger in McDonald's. So this burger is like 20 rupees over here. And let's take local as 100, okay? So this is burger is 20 rupees. Now inside theaters it is 100 rupees. When you come out of the theater, will this local price will be will this local price take care? Will you pay the local price or global price? Which is defined?
Global.
Global, right?
Global.
Can you buy a burger from PVR Cinema outside of PVR Cinema? Like you want to eat a burger, you go to some other shop. Can you buy it like the same burger which was there in the cinema house or theater? Can you or can you not?
Outside.
Can't.
We can't, right? So that is the exact function. The global is there, and then there is a local function. So anything which is defined inside this will never be used outside of that. Like anything which is defined in this curly braces cannot be used outside. Now let's take one more thing. Wait. Let's take a bit harder example. Okay, now I'm defining something else. Very local. The same example I'm taking 1000. Okay, and I'm trying to print it here. Okay, I printed it here. Will it work or will it not?
No, sir. Not
No.
defined.
No, because it is inside some function block and this printing is outside another function block. See, indentation se dekh lo, matlab, you can see there is a lot of space over here. Idhar bhi hai space. Like spacing is also different and it is inside some curly brace which is closed. Just think of it like you are entering the cinema from here and you are exiting the cinema from here. So you can't buy burgers over there. ठीक है, I hope you understand this, what is happening and what is going on in global and local variables. Okay, everyone agrees? क्या हो रहा है?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Clear? Okay, let me move on. Then there is type conversions, implicit type conversion and explicit type conversions. Implicit means automatic. Okay, let me ask you in terms of English, what do you mean implicit? What do you mean by implicit?
Can I know what is the output of the before program?
Huh. There's no output, right? Because we did not print anything, see? It was just there for your understanding. We did not print anything.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Like I printed things over here. So you can just gauge it from here. Because I use print statements over here. We do not have any print statement in this. So there is no output for this.
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay. So what do you mean by implicit? Like you have Google, right? What do you mean by implicit? Let me search it in front of you.
Change outside.
Implicit, suggested through, not directly expressed. Always to be found and essentially connected with. Matlab it is implied, it is indirect or inferred. It is there, but you don't talk about it. And then there is explicit. Explicit matlab you purposely talk about it. So implicit means automatic type conversion. Compiler by itself converts the data type according to the situation. And explicit, you have to define if I want to convert some variable. So I'll take an example over here. Let's see, implicit conversion. So here's a program on left which is implicit and the other one is explicit. So we'll go with the left one. What is this? First, we have defined a main function. Main function, we have defined two variables. What are those two variables? Then what are the two variables? Variable names.
It's y.
X and Y.
X and y. And what is the value of x
10.
and y?
A.
A.
See, always refer it to as small a because capital A and small a are different. So if we put x equal to x plus y, so what is this x equal to x plus y?
10 plus a.
10 plus a. So can you add 10 plus a? आप बताओ मतलब if I am talking in like normal भाषा, like normal language, can you add 10 plus a? What will be the output?
No.
Like you cannot mathematically add, right?
Yes.
So the compiler is very smart. The compiler converts this y value according to the value of x. So what is the value of x?
10.
10. 10 is an integer, right? Integer. And a is a character, right? So we have something called ASCII values. Have you ever heard of ASCII values?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
American Standard.
Sorry? Who was the last? I could not hear what the last guy said. So I'll show you what ASCII values mean. Okay, ASCII values. Am I boring you? Matlab, am I going too fast or going too slow? Perfect. No, okay. So this is called an ASCII value. Why is it so small? Wait a second. Let's say where is this open image in new tab? So ASCII values are like values which are there in your keyboard, and since the computer understands only numbers, so we have to convert all these English letters into numbers. Kal I have told you, what do computer understands? What does computer understand?
Zeros and ones.
Binary. It understands binary. So binary ke liye you have to be in a number, right? You can't directly convert letter A into numbers, like into binary. So you have to convert it into numbers first. So we have converted all the characters into numbers. See, A starts from here. See, 97th. Can you see over here? I'm pointing my mouse. 97th is A. 97 A, B, C, D. So as it is going in a series. Then there is capital A also. See, 65th, 65. You have capital A. A to Z. 90 is Z. Then all these ampersand, all these division sign, dollar sign, all these are also there. It is also in ASCII values. So I hope you guys know about ASCII values.
Yes.
Okay, ठीक है. So I'll skip this. So it will automatically convert the y character into its ASCII value. So what will be the value of x now? I have written value of A is 97. So what will be the value of x? 10 plus?
10 plus 97.
97.
10 plus 97 is?
107.
Not 7.
107. Now it is converted x is a integer. Now let's go to float z. Okay, float z. What is float?
Decimal.
Decimal number. So if I add an integer to a decimal, what will be the answer?
Decimal.
Decimal, ठीक है. Obviously it will be a decimal. So output of z equal is 108.000. Okay, because it is added decimals. And output of x will be 107. So did you guys understand what is implicit conversion? Like we don't have to explicitly type the type of thing we have to convert. So let's go to explicit conversion. Okay, on the right side. So we have defined a function main, and we have a variable called double, which is x equal to 1.2. Okay, 1.2. So we are converting x from float. Double is the like bigger value of float. It is also a decimal. Okay? So we are converting x into integer. Okay? So let's say float is 1.2. So what will be the integer value of float 1.2?
1.
हाँ, it will be the integer which is lowest to it. Like 1.2 का हो जाएगा 1. What if I say 1.9? इसका integer value क्या होगा?
2.
It will always be lower than it. Lower. What is the greatest integer lower to 1.9?
1.
1 है ना 1. If I put 1.99999, then what will be the
One only, sir.
1 only, no? ठीक है, are you getting it? क्या है?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Now let's take negative. Like if I put minus 1.9, what will be the lower one?
-2.
Minus
हाँ.
1.
Minus 1 or minus 2?
Minus 2.
Minus 2.
हाँ, minus 2. तो this is what is happening when you explicitly convert. तो यहाँ पे देखो 1.2 को it is trying to convert it into integer. तो it will convert into what value? 1.2 का integer क्या होता है? What is the integer value of 1.2?
1.
1
1. तो sum equals to
plus 1. 2.
हाँ, sum equal to 1 plus 1 is 2. So you got output as 2. ठीक है, clear what is conversion is.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
और किसी को anybody has any doubts? People are leaving, I guess. I don't know what happened. चलो ठीक है, we'll go with conditional statements. These are very important. So there are total these types of condition statement. If else, if, nested, switch, ternary. So we'll go with if statement. If is basically like in English, if this then that, if this then that. Like if it rains, I will not go out to play. If it does not rain, I will go out to play. Are you getting it? Like see, the condition, if the condition is true, then I'll do something. If it is false, I won't do anything. Like how do you say? If I write exams well, I will pass. If I don't write well, I will fail. Basic no. If. Did you guys understand what is if?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, in English what
Yes, sir.
does it mean? So you go to a code. I know it is a little blurry, but like let's see. Int number equal to 10. If number is greater than 0, is the number greater than 0?
Yes.
ठीक है, number is 10, no, obviously it is greater than 0. So then it will do something. तो यहाँ पे जो code लिखा है ना hashtag code, it will do that.
Amen.
ठीक है, so this number is greater than 0 is called a condition. Okay, this is called a condition. Similarly, if the condition is false, let's say यहाँ पे int number is 10 and number is less than 0. Is 10 less than 0?
No.
No.
No, so it will be false, right? So will this piece of code be run? Will this run?
No.
No, it will not run. It will go directly to the code after it. So this is basically what a if-else statement is. So I'll move on. Then there is if-else statement. मतलब you just added another clause. If I like let's say let's take an example. ठीक है, if-else. Like if age is less than 20, you can't vote. Else print you can vote. मतलब it is just checking your age. Like let's say if your age is less than 21, you can't go to a bar. Else you can go to a bar. मतलब it is either this or that. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So what is the driving age? Like when can you drive? Scooty drive.
18.
18. So if age is less than 18, then
You can't drive.
and if age is मतलब else क्या होगा?
You can drive.
You can.
You can drive. तो basic वही है, मतलब you just write if else. That's it. Any problems in this?
No.
No problem.
No problem. ठीक है. Now there is if else if ladder. मतलब you just keep putting conditions. If this, and last में you just put that. ठीक है. इसमें कैसे होगा? Let's say if just start from here, like where 2 is written. If marks is less than 70, greater than 75, you put first class. Else if marks is greater than 65, print second class. Else if marks greater than 55, third class. And then last में you put else, fourth class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So we just have seen 3 types of things. What are the 3 types of things? Like we have seen three types of things, right? One is if, other one is
else,
else, third one is
else if.
else if. So bas, that's it. मतलब that's basically if else statements. And one more thing, can you use else without if?
Yes, sir.
Where? How can you use else? मतलब it is like
Can't use.
If
Like-
this, if is correct,
नहीं, can you switch off TV if it is not on? Like, are you getting it? Can you like turn off your computer if it is not on?
Can't.
We can't, right? Because you have not even opened it, so how can you close it? So you can't use else without if. Can you use else if without if? Else if without if.
No.
We can't.
Same, मतलब you can't use, but you can use if. मतलब you can only use if. If can be used standalone only. मतलब if can be used without any other supporting things. Okay, just remember all this. So we have nested if else statements. Nested if else statement is like if के अंदर if, मतलब if inside if and conditions inside conditions. So I'll show you an example. Like int num equal to 1. If num is less than 10, is num less than 10?
Yes.
true.
True. Then if num equal to 1, is num
True.
equal to 1? True. So the value is 1. जो भी होगा. Otherwise, what is this? Otherwise, else the value is greater than 1. Else the value is greater than 10. ठीक है. Let's take the number 5. ठीक है. Num equal to 5. बताओ first वाला condition. Num is less than 10.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Num is
Yes.
equal to 1.
No.
No. Else.
Else में the value is greater than 1. ठीक है. Simple. Then let's take 20. Is num less than 20? 10.
No.
False.
No.
So we'll start directly go to the else statement. See, the value is greater than 10. So it's simple. मतलब we'll give you this PPT. You just keep writing codes on your own. It is very simple. Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
No doubt.
Okay, chalo, let's move forward. So we have switch case statements. What do you mean by switch case statements?
If we given the input, this is a
हाँ, मतलब what do you mean by switch? What does a switch mean? Like if I tell like two friends are standing. If I tell कि one can switch places with the others, मतलब it is just switching, right? It is going this side and the other one is going that side. Or are you getting it? What does switch means? Switch means change.
yes.
Change. तो ठीक है. तो switch case statements में let's say what is this? Allows a variable to be tested for equality against a list of values. So you have wait, we have break statements. Okay, I'll show you break statements. It is break. These are called jump statements. Jump statements are used to terminate something. This you learn in like iterations. Iterations is the next topic. We'll teach you that also. So break is just it comes out of the expression. So wait, I'll show you in this only. It will be confusing for you if you don't know iterations. So यहाँ पे है. So let's say you are in college and how many branches are there? Like, can you name a few branches? Like you are in CSE branch. Other branches can be
EC mechanical.
EC mechanical civil. So I have given an option as branch. So every time the branch will be different, right? See, like each branch I have to send a syllabus. So every branch's syllabus will be different from second year at least. Will the syllabus be different for each branch, right?
Yes.
ठीक है. So we have switch cases
Yes.
for that. So switch में we'll take the input as branch. Branch is a variable, okay. Branch is a variable. I'm writing this in English. Don't confuse it with C programming. So branch can be CSE, civil, what is this? Civil, mechanical, mech, EC or something like that. ठीक है, I've given 4 branches. तो switch में I have put a branch. Case 1. Case 1 इसमें लिखूंगा मैं क्या लिखेंगे? Let's take हाँ इसमें ऐसे लिखना होगा. देखो case CSE. This branch will come over here. Like case is CSE. CSE में we put CSE syllabus. Somebody is messaging. Okay, ठीक है. हाँ, तो we give him CSE syllabus. Let's say this is a function which gives CSE syllabus, and then we put break. Let's take it. Let's copy it over here. Go to Windows V. So I have brought 4 cases. So let's take Nick. उसके बाद let's take what is this ECE. And last में we'll take civil. ठीक है. So when in switch case, when you want to assign syllabus, like let's say your teacher wants to assign syllabus, so first it will check like student 1 is from, it says CSE branch. ठीक है, CSE branch. So it will go in this branch, फिर it will check कि which case is it. So it is this case, right? Like this case, it will get syllabus of CSE. Then if it is mechanical student, it will get mechanical syllabus. Then it will get EC syllabus, and this will get civil syllabus. So this is basically case switching. Matlab it is like if else. If else can be used in 2 terms. Like if not, then this. If this, then this not. Are you getting it? Like it can be used with 2 things. Equality, inequality. But switch case can be used with multiple things. Like I'm equating CSE civil like EC. I can add more branches also, chemical or ECM or something like that. ठीक है? Are you getting all this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So I hope it is clear like what all this means.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Switch case. Anybody who does not understand what it is?
So like I'll tell you an easy version why we use switch cases. Like if you see we're using the if else loop, right? So if a student is CSC, so it will be like every time it has to check in yeah. Can you show this?
हाँ, so like let's say if a student is CSE.
If case. So if CSC, if triple E, if Mac. So the program will be very long and it should check all the if cases. So instead of checking all the if cases, so if we have a like particular switch ESC, so it will automatically go to the CSC code and I mean it will go to CSC block and it will print the CSC syllabus. So it is an easier and simpler version of an if and if else case. So that is the important point there.
ठीक है, are you getting it? मतलब if you want to write, then you will keep writing if else and it will keep continuing यहाँ तक नीचे तक आ जाएगा. Like it will be very long code. यहाँ पे what is happening? Like for CSE branch, CSE syllabus, Mech branch, Mech, EC, civil, and like it will be over in four lines of code only. See, 4 cases. यहाँ पे you'll have to write if else and something like that.
No, like the code is same, but if you see the if case, first if you want to take a mechanical syllabus, so first what it will do, it will go to CSE, it will check if it will be false. Again, it will go to ECM. Then again, it will go to the mechanical. Then again, like if you want to take a civil syllabus, so then it has to go to this, like it has to go to 4 loops. First, it will go CSE, then it will go
It is
ECM.
checking 4 times. What Pawan here wants to say, it is checking 4 times. See, first it will check CSE, then it will check ECM, then it will check mechanical, and then it will come to civil. But over here, what happens? If you put civil, it will directly go to civil branch. See, it will directly go. It won't check all these 4 branches. See.
That is the difference between the if and switch case mainly.
When you start coding and when you start solving problems, you will get to know all this. Okay, this is very like simple if you start coding. So should I move on? Like, are you comfortable with what I taught?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. I don't mean to scare you. Like you guys can just answer properly. Like don't be intimidated by this. Anyways, it is Viva. So you just tell कि भाई if else switch and all this. You just have to speak. If you keep speaking with me in this session, you'll do automatically do good in your Vivas also. Because it's all about speaking. So then we have last is ternary operators. Ternary operators are basically if else. If else is like wait.
Yeah, the difference between break and without break. Can you explain?
See, break statements will be explained over here, okay, after we do loops. So I'll get back to this after we do loops, okay? We won't understand what a break means before iteration and loops,
Okay.
okay? So it will be like out of place for other people. So we have ternary operators. What do ternary means? Have you heard of the word secondary, tertiary, and primary? Have you heard of the word primary, secondary,
Yes.
tertiary? Where have you heard it? आप सुनते हो ना प्राइमरी स्कूल्स व्हाट डू प्राइमरी मीन देन यू हैव सेकेंडरी you even have sectors primary sector secondary sector tertiary sector primary sector is like in agriculture secondary sector is like making of machines and all and tertiary sector is your like computer sciences and IT sectors have you ever heard of this all this primary secondary tertiary
Yes.
Yes.
okay so similarly we have three types of operators we have unary we have secondary मतलब basically binary 2 and ternary is 3 un is like is French for 1 bi is 2 ternary is like 3 तो unary में क्या क्या होते हैं like it operates only one operand like a plus plus is there anything else being used
No, sir.
ठीक है binary में you have addition like for example a plus b ठीक है a plus b or a is greater than less than b these are called binary ternary में there are three things see you have one variable equal to expression 1 2 and 3 let's take a value a equal to 10 and b equal to 5 b equal to 5 result equal to a less than b see I've written a very confusing expression so I'll explain it first tell me is a less than b true or false
False.
False.
so I've written the expression over here see false expression so what will happen if I give any condition which is false so it will execute this statement like this false expression statement I'll write statement I'll write statement 1 and 2 state 2 stat 1 इसमें आएगा if cond false stat 2 if true it will go to stat 1 so is it easy now do you understand what is this
Yes, understood.
like it is just using three things three na one condition expression 1 expression 2 so like it is very simple for you now let's take a equal to 10 b equal to 5 so is a less than b let's take if a is greater than b so which what will be the output of this
Stat 1.
start 1 so that's it that's basically what a ternary operator is so it is just basically an if else loop like a greater
Loop.
than b no, sorry loop not loop it is like condition if a greater than b then start 1 else start 2 so all this code we have is written into a single line okay any problems and doubts in this
No problem.
ठीक है so this guy does not have any problems so I guess you understood today's class what it is all about so we have loops now so are you guys interested in doing loops right now like it is already 6 we'll finish it today if you want. Like it is only half done. Half of the PPT is left. See, till while, do while, break, continue. So if we do it fast, then we can finish it also. You want to do it fast?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है तो मतलब my another teammate of Code Hub will be taking. So I'll hand it over to Aditi. If you can just continue.
Hello everyone, can you hear my voice? Okay, so my next topic is iteration and loops. So does anyone here know what is an iteration or general meaning of an iteration or loop?
Repeating more time.
Exactly, yeah, repeating. So in general, let's not go in technical first. In general, for example, a musician may start with one version of a song, right? Then the musician can refine the song, change, alter it, change the tempo and all. So many iteration of the same song will be created before the final song is released. So that is an iteration. Okay, and talking about technical term, an iteration loop is a sequence of instruction that is continuously repeated until a certain condition is reached, repeating itself. So there are like three types of iterators: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. So the main important point is that the for and while loop are entry control loops. That means the condition will be checked in the beginning. Like if you go to college, the security guard will ask for your ID card, right, before entering in the beginning. Then only you can
Yes,
enter.
ma'am.
So that is a condition. If you have an ID card, you can enter the building. If you don't have an ID card, you cannot enter the building. So the guard will ask for your ID in the morning time only. So that is like beginning. But in the case of do while loop, it is an exit control loop. That means there is no need of checking the condition in the beginning, but the condition will be checked at the end of the code. Like you have entered the college, you didn't show your ID card while entering, but while leaving, you have to show your ID card to the guard so that you can leave. That is the condition. Okay. So the first one is for loop. I'll be explaining the working of the loop through the syntax only. Is it clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Okay. So the first one is for loop. The syntax of the for loop is like, we'll go step by step. The first step is initialization. That means I'm initializing a variable and giving it a value. That is the first step. The second step is condition. That means I will compare, like if it is greater than the given value, less than given value, and everything. Just remember the key points and we'll understand more by an example. Okay. That is the second step. And like I said, if you have an ID card, then only you can enter the building, right? So if the condition is true, then only you can enter the loop. But if the condition is false, you cannot enter the loop. So if the condition is false, then the statements outside the loop will be executed. Okay. So when the condition is true, the body of the loop and the statements will be executed and it will go to the next step, which is the fifth step here. That is updation statement. Updation statement can be like incrementing a variable or decrementing a variable. That is updating the value of a variable. That is the main keyword here. And the next step will be that the updated variable will be checked in the condition. So this is like the main keywords that are used in working and syntax of for loop. I will be explaining this with an example here, okay? Yeah, so as you, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the initializing. First I've taken a variable I. Data type is int. Then the step one is initializing the variable, which is I is equal to 1. The next step is taking the condition. My condition here is I less than equal to 5. Okay. Then I have written the body of the for loop in this. So if the condition is true, it will go inside the loop or else it won't. And then the next here is updation statement. In this case, it is increment. Increment again, I is equal to I plus 1. Okay. So this is the basic for loop. So can anyone tell me what will be the output of this? Or does it 1, 2, 3, 4? That's it? Will 5 will be included?
Yeah.
Yes, because here it is less
I
than
will
equal.
be
Equals.
Yes. Okay. So if I run this, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the output of for. So just remember the steps. First is initialization. Second step is condition. Third step, if the condition is true, it will go inside the loop. Fourth step is updation. Then fifth step is checking the condition again. But if the condition is false, it won't go here. It will directly go outside the loop. That is for loop. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Okay. Yeah, this is the working, and the flowchart of for loop is very simple. First is initialization. Then this is the test expression where the condition is checked. If you have an ID card or you don't have an ID card. If it is true, then you'll enter the building or you'll enter the for loop body. Then update expression will occur, and then again it will check the expression. This thing will happen until the expression is false and it come out of the loop. I have just shown the example. So, sorry, yeah. See, the for loop is done. Now the second is while loop. While loop is similar to for loop, but the difference is that this is the keyword while. The initialization will be done before the while statement. In for loop, we initialized the variable inside the brackets, right? But in the while, it will not be the case. We'll initialize it outside the while. Okay, then the condition will be checked. If the condition is true, the body will be executed and the update statement will occur. But if it is false, it will come out of the loop. And not to mention that the update statement will always occur at the end. It will always be mentioned at the end because it should be the last statement to process. And then the condition is checked again. And this is the working. And let's see an example of while loop. One minute. Yeah, here is an example of while loop. Int num is equal to 1, that is the initialization, which is done before while. So this is the condition which is included in the while brackets, num less than 3. Then printf, I am the body of while loop, and num plus plus. That is the increment or the updation statement. Okay. So yeah. So first, when num is equal to 1, the condition will be checked. Since 1 is less than 3, it is true value, right? So printf, this value will be executed and printed here, and then the number will be incremented. This will happen until the number value is 3. So 3 less than 3 is not true, right? If we put 3 less than equal to 3, then the value is true. But 3 less than 3 is not true, so it will execute only 3 times and come out of the loop. That is the example of a while loop. Is it clear till here?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I can't hear you.
It will execute only 2 times.
Only, ma'am. Here because the number is less than.
Number.
Yes. It will execute only 2 times. Yeah, you're correct. If it is less than equal to 3, the equal value will also be considered and it will be executed 3 times. That is the example of a while loop. Now, I have a little question for you all. What if I do not include the increment value here? Like if I remove the num plus plus, what error will it show? Will it be a system error or what will happen?
Updation will not take place.
And what will be the output of that?
Infinite.
Yes, exactly. So if I don't include the num plus plus, the value of none will not be increased or decreased, and it will stay as I'm the body of while loop only, and it will be processed like infinite times. So that is an example of infinite loop. It's in large amount of codes we have to make sure that this is included so that there's no error. Okay. And next is do while. I have told you that for and while are like entry control loops, like ID card check in the beginning. But do while is like the condition will,
Exit control.
yeah, exit control loop. The condition will be checked at the end. So here the initialization is done before do, and then do is used for writing the block of statements. This is the syntax, and then the while condition is checked. It has to be followed by a semicolon also, because it mentions that the code is ending here. There is no more code after this, no more loop after this. So this semicolon is necessary, otherwise it will be a compiler error. So here do block of statements and then while condition is specified. This is the working, and this is the flow chart of do while. So do while loop body. This is a test expression. If it is true, it will again go inside the body. If false, it will come out of the body. So yeah, this is the let's see an example of while also. So here I have initialized, this is while, okay. So if I've initialized here, that is outside the loop. This is the condition mentioned, this is the body of the loop, and this is the update statement. So can anyone tell me what will be the output of this?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Exactly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be the output. Same with do while also. But here we have to see that again the initialization is done before the do. 1 minute. I'm sorry, there's just a little bit disturbance here. Yeah, sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, so as I was saying that before the do keyword, the initialization will occur, then the block of statements will be written, and then the condition will be specified. Okay, so again, the output of this will be same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But since I have mentioned new line, that's why it is printing in new line. Okay. So this is the syntax of do while. And yeah, so since we have completed for, while, and do while, does anyone have any doubt in this? And if anyone didn't understand anything, or if I'm going too fast or not explaining, can anyone please respond?
Clear, man.
Clear?
Everything clear.
Yes, clear.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now I wanted to ask, what difference did you notice between while and do while loop?
In while, we check the condition. In do while, first we print the statement and check the condition at last.
Yes, exactly. The main difference between while and do while is that in while, the body will be executed only if a certain condition is met. But in do while, by default, the first execution will occur and then the condition is met. So here, yeah, in while first we're checking the condition, right? But in do while, first we are executing the first block. That is the main difference. So yeah, we are done with while, do while, and for, and the next is break. So yeah, break statement, as mentioned before, it is used to terminate from one particular line. But in iterations, what it does is if the specific condition is mentioned, it terminates from next condition. It's like if for example, I have printed 1 to 5 values, right? But I don't want execution after 3. It's like I just want to stop at 3. I want to terminate after 3. So for that, the break statement will be used. So for mentioning the break statement in iterations, I have to use if condition. If condition, and then the break will happen. It can be used with while, do while, and for, all the three. Okay, so I'll just give an example here. So if I equal to 4, break. So what will happen here? I have mentioned if I is equal to 4 break. So what will be the output here?
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Are you sure?
Yes,
Okay. It will be 1, 2, 3. See, 4 will not be included because I'm specifying 4 and after 4. So 4 and after 4 will be 4 and 5, right? So the break will terminate the code after 3 only. So nothing will be shown after 3. This can be used with do while and for also. So I just want you to practice this at home, okay? And am I clear?
Once again, please go to the previous slide. Let's see.
This one?
नहीं जी कोडिंग वाला था ब्रेक स्टेटमेंट कोडिंग वाला like where were you coding?
Here.
Okay. See, the problem arises that it will check for 4 only, but the print statement is after break. Can you see? Like, where is the print statement? Like, which line is the print statement? See, the print statement is in the 12th line, but the 11th line is break. So it is going into 4. Like the value of 4, like I is 4, but print statement is after break. So it has already broken, so it cannot print that. Are you getting it? It won't print 4.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Clear? Okay. Let's go forward.
Okay, so is break statement clear?
Yes, ma'am, clear.
Okay. Next is continue. See, in break, we just wanted to terminate all the values after the specified value, right? But in continue, I don't want to do that. I only want to skip the specified value. For that, I will use continue. So the continue statement skips the current iteration of the loop and continues with the next iteration. So here, if I want to So the original while output was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But I don't want 4. I just want to skip 4 and continue with the rest of the code. So what will I do? I'll just mention continue here. So if I is equal to 4, I plus plus. First I have to increment the value, otherwise it will not work. The output will not be shown. So I plus plus here will turn 5, right? So if I is equal to 4, I value will be 5 and then it will continue. So that means it will skip the current value. So can you tell me what will be the output of this?
4, 5.
Anyone?
1, 2, 3, and
Exactly, yeah. 1, 2, 3 and 5. So the fourth value will be skipped. So is this clear? So that's a go-to statement. So basically what go-to statement is like, when the go-to statement is encountered, the control of the program jumps from a specified label to another one. So for example, if I am mentioning go to label 3 or go to statement 3 in this one, so it will directly jump to this statement without executing this one. That is go to statement. But the big disadvantage of go-to statement is that it makes the program logic very complex. That is why it is not preferred. Also, when the program goes to a particular label, it cannot come back. For example, after statement 1, it specifies go to statement 3. So if I go here, I cannot come back to statement 2 and 1. Hence, I cannot analyze the whole code. So that's why it is not preferred go to statement.
Okay. ठीक है. So what have you all guys? Okay. So what have you seen in this module till now? Can anybody sum it up? फटाफट we'll revise it and then we'll end it. बता दो. What have you seen? Okay, there are a few things left. I'll take it over. Standard streams are like standard input, standard output, standard error stream. So these are like you just have to learn about theory. It's very complex, so you can't just learn it in a day. So we have given it in this PPT. We'll send you this PPT also. Okay. So like you can read it from here. We'll go to mastering loops through patterns printing. This is in your lab exams. You'll have to print like loops like this, stars like this. So can anybody tell me how can you print a star like this?
By using for loop.
By using for loop. You can even use while loops also. ठीक है, like print one star at one when number of like let's take variable I. When I is 1 you print 1, when I is 2 you print 2 stars, I is 3 you print 3 stars. Basic है, मतलब you can do it.
Iterating.
हाँ, iterating. We have even given a link to a code, so मतलब you can see it will run it also. Let's click it. So like Tarun made a very beautiful PPT. We have even given it like the code for this also. Like we'll share it with you. And yeah, thank you for your attention. And well, that's it in module 2. So can anybody sum it up? Like fatafat. What all did we learn today or like yesterday? See, let's enter the value of n. Let's enter the value of 10. Okay. So you get stars like this, all 10 stars. इसका कोड भी यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है, like main.c, all the code is written. 2 loops will be taken, j and I. We'll give it to you.
Hi everything! How are you to find out? Are you feeling right now? Hello guys! Channel to our welcome. Hello channel! Welcome to my Hello guys! Welcome to our channel. Please always wear face wash and use hand sanitizer because Corona disease is a very dangerous city, and always keep social distinguish. Romeo, save me! Please like, share and subscribe my video guys!